Hi everyone! Episode 74 and 2 additional scenes in Season 24 helped unravel the mystery of not only G-Man's story but basically the whole Astro Toilet race. However, there are still many unsolved mysteries that we will try to solve today. You'll learn why G-Man is an Astro Toilet, what he plans to do, and how he will confront his former allies. What is the reason for that? Naturally, we'll get to the bottom of it. Why do the Astro Toilets need Earth and the Alliance? What kind of revolution has their race been through, and why is our G-Man involved? Today we're doing a complete breakdown of the Astro Toilets. I've tried to find almost everything related to them for you. Of course, I haven't forgotten about the fate of TV Man Titan and Cameraman Titans. In fact, you saw this preview before you clicked on the video, and later I'll explain the footage. So click the like and watch to the end. Anyway, here we go. Before we get into my theory, we need to understand what Astro Toilets are. Astro Toilets are a separate race, sort of like Skibidi Toilets but much more technologically advanced. Their technology is extraterrestrial. We've known for a long time that their colors are orange and red. They are stronger than both the Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance. They possess red eyes, which will probably play a role in the future. Astro Toilets are a race from outer space. The description of episode 74 that says Astro Fleet invades the Earth tells us this. I can also prove it by the energy buildup we saw before the Astro ship appeared in episode 74. Why I called it an Astro ship, I'll tell you later. The glow that we saw, yes, that's the glow that occurs when the Earth's atmosphere is penetrated, which is what the Astro ship was doing at high speed. That's why the glow increased as it approached. Yes, and all this can be supported by the names of Astro Toilets because the word Astro already says that it is associated with space. Remembering Forel's question to D.A. Fuchs about whether the battles will be fought on water or in space and his positive answer, we can assume that their base is definitely in space and in the future, agents will go there to fight them. Perhaps the Titans will get such a major upgrade thanks to the Claw research that they'll get new names Astro Titans. Now let's break down why I named the biggest Astro Toilet an Astro ship. It's simple. Da Fuchs recently gave the elite cameraman the official names of the Astro Toilets. For convenience, I made this picture where you can see the names of all the new Astro Toilets, including the long familiar Astro UFO. Let's break down each one and what abilities they may have. The first one is the Astro Destructor. By its name, it is clear what it does. Its weapons are powerful lasers that allow it to destroy everything it sees. We also saw that, like G-Man, it can shoot powerful balls of energy. Number 2 is the Astro Carrier. It is armed with 2 lasers, but its purpose is not particularly clear. You'd think it was a carrier, what's not to understand? But what or who is it transporting? We'll find out in future episodes of D.A. Fuchs. My personal guess is that it carries resources and weapons for battles or prisoners or maybe smaller Astros. 3 and 5 are officially called the Astro Interceptor. Here I have a good theory as to what they're for. As we know, agents can connect to others through tablets and most likely use radio waves. When the cameramen were watching the Astro fleet attack, the interceptors picked up those waves and figured out where the Titans were. If that's true, the Alliance is in trouble and they'll have to develop a defense system against signal interception. But they also have weapons, so maybe they are the ones who react faster to attacks to repel the hits. And now it's the turn of the Astro Mothership. We don't know its purpose or its abilities since we haven't seen its armament. Perhaps it serves as a feeding ground for other Astros or as some sort of headquarters with a communication system with the main Astro or as their mobile base for extended battles. Having dealt with the entire race of Astro Toilets, we understand the power and danger they pose in this war. Now let's understand what the point of attacking the Astro Toilets was. It seems to me that the Astro Toilets were going to take over Earth for their own purposes a long time ago but couldn't because of G-Man's revolution. I'll explain a little later what I mean by the G-Man revolution. For now, let's ask ourselves, why did the Astro Toilets attack now? First, the most obvious is that now is essentially the best time to attack Earth. Consider the Skibidi Toilets are not at all the threat now that they were before. They have no warriors, no forces, no scientists. The last hope is G-Man and the containers. The Alliance is actually quite strong, but after the weakening of the 2 Titans, they lost enough strength. But actually it wasn't the weakening of the 2 sides that played a key role in the Astro attack, but 2 other reasons. As you know, I have long assumed that G-Man is an Astro. In fact, this is already a fact. But to refresh your memory, let me remind you why I believe this. First, Here's that document in episode 74 where G-Man is depicted as a Titan. You can see that he has red eyes and the same stripes as the Astro Toilets. Also, the first concept document from episode 70 further confirms that G-Man is an Astro. Also, Astro Scorpion himself addressed G-Man as a commander, meaning that G-Man was indeed some sort of Astro Toilet commander before. But what went wrong and why did GM become their main enemy and target? The way I see it, it's pretty simple. First, we need to understand how our G-Man got to Earth. G-Man probably didn't come to this planet by choice. He had something other than Earth in mind. We all know that Astro Toilets are definitely not from Earth, as they are space invaders. Perhaps their race is a vast empire that spreads its influence throughout the cosmos, and their next victim was supposed to be our Earth. Until one thing happened, the G-Man Revolution. As one of the Astro Toilet commanders, G-Man was largely dissatisfied with his government, or basically the direction of their entire race. He wanted prosperity for his race. Perhaps he wanted to stop the takeover of space. It's not clear exactly yet, but one thing is clear. Our G-Man clearly didn't share the Astro Toilet General's interests, so he decided to take advantage of his position in the hierarchy. At first, he tried to solve everything peacefully because the best battle is the one that didn't take place. We know that our G-Man is a good strategist and will never just go head-on. But unfortunately, he couldn't change the general's mind and decided to rebel. After all, taking advantage of his position, he persuaded some of the soldiers and raised a rebellion. This, by the way, is hinted at in this document from episode 74. Here you can see that G-Man is fighting with his last strength. Against whom? It's not clear, but I think you can guess that the fight is against Astro Toilets. Just after this defeat, G-Man was demoted and, as punishment, sent with a small portion of his warriors to Earth to take it over. Astro Toilets have been planning to attack Earth for a long time, but the revolution of our G-Man completely changed their plans. Even if they were able to defeat G-Man and send him to Earth, still most of the warriors were not going to surrender. It was these small groups of rebels that were interfering with the Astro Toilets. But why did they decide that G-Man should lead the entire race of Skibidi Toilets? It should not be forgotten that he is a very good strategist and warrior, and they did not want to lose such potential. They assumed that G-Man, without his improvements, was not the threat he used to be. They were wrong because, after a while, the technology has become so advanced that he has almost regained all his former strength. So it makes sense why they didn't just jump on G-Man with the whole army at once. It seems Astro Toilets wanted G-Man to die in the war, which is why they got so angry in episode 60. First, he lost one of the strongest warriors, and second, he ran away like a coward. But if it hadn't been for the scientist who was able to negotiate with them, who knows what would have happened to G-Man. Right now, our G-Man's plans are crystal clear for us. He wants to protect the Skibidi Toilets race as well as survive. We realize that the containers contain parts for G-Man's Titan, which soon will finally come to fruition. Also, right now G-Man is trying to get as many Skibidi Toilets out of the kill zone as possible so the Astro Toilets don't kill them. After all, fighters are very much needed in this war, and G-Man is not going to lose them because of stupidity. But it's unlikely that all of this will help G-Man win. No matter how strong his suit is, he won't be able to resist so many enemies. G-Man definitely needs to convince the Alliance to unite. We've already seen G-Man's attempts in both episodes 73 and the season 24 extra scene where he asks TV man Titan to give him one chance. But unfortunately, our Titan doesn't get it. But in this whole situation, in the end, the Alliance suffers the most again because they have already lost Cameraman Titan, although the invasion has just started. So my team and I decided to create a poster where TV Man Titan is next to Cameraman Titan. I think we'll see something like this in future episodes as we haven't really had a chance to say goodbye to our favorite Titan. Hopefully he'll come back again, though there's not much chance of that. I went into more detail about this in my breakdown of episode 74, so if you haven't watched it, be sure to check it out. Bye.